Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Today, let's talk about the current transit of Mars in Cancer. It's a highly requested video. Well, there's a reason for it because it will be a very long time. Mars will be in Cancer, which is the sign of debilitation. So, yes, it's a concerning transit. So, let's talk about how the Mars transit in Cancer will work for each and every ascendant and the moon sign. So it's not just the Mars will be in Cancer from October 2024 to June 2025, but within this duration it's also going retrograde, which will happen around in December this year, and it will stay retrograde till February 2025. All right, so let's see the impact of Mars. Well, Mars in Cancer is a very intense placement. The very core of this transit is hurt people, hurt others. I'm not saying the people who have this placement are like that, but in general, Mars is a very it represents anger. A very emotionally volatile energy is associated with Mars, and when it goes through Cancer, which is about emotional stability, security, it impacts one's emotions, and when you are not okay, you tend to also hurt others. So this is what this transit is all about, like some emotional conflict in life, but we can always take care of our actions. We can take care of how we react to something. This is what you have to do. That discernment is required. Mars in Cancer is actually very good, at least with one aspect of life, is your action. Like how competitive you get, how you get in this energetic form of, okay, let's do my work, let's do my things which are so important to me. So that go-getter kind of energy comes from this transit. And within this transit, Mars transits from three nakshatras: Punarvasu, Pushya and Ashlesha. So when it transits from the Jupiter's nakshatra, which is Punarvasu, it is all about returning to some kind of a task which you were ignoring, which you were not confronting. So you will get back to that work with positivity, and you will try to accomplish the goals. When it gets into the Pushya nakshatra, you may face some limitation or some obstacles, because of course it is the Saturn's nakshatra. Saturn considers Mars as enemy. So you may feel some blocks at this time. All right. And when Mars goes into Ashlesha, I think that is the most significant and challenging time, because that emotional agitation which I talked about earlier in this video, how you have to take care of your emotions and how you communicate, don't get into conflicts, this is the time when it may happen. And when the Mars transits from Mercury nakshatra, the communication gets challenging here. So whether it's your work front, whether it's your personal life, take care of what you speak and protect yourself from any kind of very unnecessary conflict. So overall, Mars in Cancer and is going retrograde. It's about taking care of your emotions. Don't be harsh on self. And if something is not being accomplished, you're trying very hard, don't push yourself to such limits that you end up hurting your own self. Okay, take care of your emotions. That is what it is. So let's see how it's going to impact each and every sign. For Aries, Mars in Cancer, that is your fourth house. It's very important at this time to maintain some distance. It's important to not allow such people in your life who already, brings the worst out of you. Self-protection. See, fourth house is nourishment. Fourth house is safety, security, and at this time you are actively working towards your safety. For a lot of people, this is about intense work in purchasing a property. If you're going to, buy a house or a vehicle, you may take up a loan. Or the entire procedure is very demanding, it's consuming. That search you are doing, that paperwork you are doing. So some struggles in that work may happen. For a lot of people, it is about doing some changes, some renovation at this time. It's like out of nowhere, doing it suddenly. It's a requirement to protect something, to preserve something in your house. So major focus towards home, towards even protecting self, protecting your home is what is significant. And also trying to take care of your health as well. Mars not just rules the first house in your chart, but also rules over the 8th house. So any kind of repressed feeling, anger, it directly impacts your physical well-being. If you're trying to take care of a certain ailment right now, I think the first step you need to take is to take care of your emotions. That is the only trigger which really, make things worse. So for Aries, when Mars transits from Punarvasu, the Jupiter's nakshatra, I think you're very positive towards life at this time. Even if there are certain triggers and challenges, you're going to keep a very positive attitude towards life, and you're fulfilling your goals very beautifully. Some spiritual work is also seen here, traveling to a spiritual place or preparing for some kind of a higher learning, a degree, trying to improve your studies, improving your skill set. That is going to happen. And then when the Mars goes into the Pushya nakshatra, there is some major change at the work front. Or is it simply some competition at the work front, and you have to, fasten your seat belts and work more dedicated towards that cause. You have to work in a bit of challenged environment. That could be the thing, but major focus on your material success is going to happen, and it will pay you off. It will pay you off in a good way. Mars in Ashlesha nakshatra. So when this will happen for Aries people, there are arguments. There are verbal conflicts you may see, and you are going through the verbal conflicts with those people who are actually hideously attacking you. They're attacking you secretly, and you have no option but to confront them through your words. So when the world will look at this, they will say, oh, that person is saying nothing to you, why you are in this aggressive mode. So you have to carefully understand the situation. You have to carefully see how you need to take the action towards someone who is not good for you, rather than getting into a major argument. Taking steps very wisely, this is what is required, because Mars in Ashlesha may bring some conflict, or someone keeping a secret from you at this time. For Taurus, Mars will be in your 3rd house in Cancer. It's time to review, because Mars is retrograde as well. It's time to review your planning, to review your steps in life, what kind of pattern you're following in your journey. There's some change in your planning which is required at this time. And maximum, the most major work is happening towards enhancing your courage, your power, recalling your power, recalling that strength you have within to take actions in life. Because Mars in Cancer in the 3rd house is the internal emotional battles you deal with, And sometimes they really interfere in your decision making ability. They will interfere in, focusing in your work to make the right decision, to be swift with your work. So Mars in Cancer is about taking care of your actions, to be very dedicated towards what you are doing. There can be distractions, what others are saying, what others are doing, and this makes you a bit nervous. This makes you a bit uncertain about self, because Mars rules your subconscious mind. It rules the 12th house. So try to be very confident in what you are doing. This is the major theme. And Mars also rules the 7th house of partnerships, collaborations, how the world views you. And you're very afraid of how the world views your work, your actions, and whatever you are doing with your life. And this makes you nervous. And then when you are nervous, there are possibilities of making mistakes. So be very confident, be very happy with what you have. Focus on that. This is going to impact your emotional connections. And what you may do is you will try to be safe. You will protect yourself a lot from any connection, any relationship which is very harsh for you. You know it's not good for you. There's a lot of protection you are aiming for at this time. And with respect to love also, that confrontation, emotionally working on a connection, that confrontation and talking about the challenges, talking about the problems in the connection to resolve it, that is a maximum work which needs to be done. So when Mars transits from the Punarvasu nakshatra, you will see good gain here. Whatever actions you are taking, whatever efforts you are taking, it will pay you a good reward. You will see that your every action is bringing some success. It's paying you. And when the Mars transits from the Pushya nakshatra, at this time, you may see some challenges at the work front, where you have to go a little extra to fulfill your task, to fulfill your responsibilities. Some new opportunity may also happen when Mars transits from Pushya nakshatra, work opportunity for some people. When Mars transits from Ashlesha, at this time, some troubles may happen, and it's all about some kind of conflict with a family member. Difference in opinions, difference in what you want from life, what this person wants from life. So you have to take care of what you speak, because you may not even trying to hurt anyone, but your words can be perceived in a different manner. So what you say at this time, it's important. And also you don't have to take other people's words to your heart at this time. Protection of your heart is important. For Gemini, Mars will transit from your 2nd house in Cancer. This is about taking care of what you eat, what you consume. Because Mars rules the 6th house, so you will take care of your lifestyle. You will take care of your habits, trying to work on those habits, eating habits or lifestyle situations which are actually hurting you. Instead of giving you that nourishment and balance, they are bringing more of damage to you. So trying to take care of yourself, of your health, is very significant. Some kind of healing treatment is going to happen. Some kind of treatment plan is being followed related to your lifestyle issues, or maybe your skin, your face, your dentition as well. And Mars is in the house of family. It's in the house of values. So definitely Mars brings certain differences with you and the loved ones, and even in your friend circle. Because Mars rules the house of conflicts in your chart, the 6th lord, and it rules the 11th house of friendships, social network. So you're doing your best to again, protect yourself. rather than getting into arguments and getting into this very unstable energy, unstable situation. You must work on protecting yourself. Protecting your peace is very important, because any kind of conflict you go through at this time, it may have a very long term impact on your emotions. And when that happens, it will impact your work, it will directly impact your finances. Financial care is also required here. How you spend your finances is also important at this time. When Mars will transit from the nakshatra of Punarvasu, you will see lots of opportunities coming in your way, professionally, financially. But you should not take up any risky job. Any risky opportunity needs to be avoided, because it may give you financially great success, but it will cost you mentally. It will take away your mental peace. So the Mars transit from Punarvasu brings financial growth. It brings abundance for you, good opportunities for you. When Mars transits from the Pushya nakshatra, it is the time when there is some challenge with a family member, some kind of argument. It brings some hurt for you. At this time also, some major change at the work front may happen. You are taking care of a new responsibility, or you're very dedicated towards your work, like it's consuming a lot of time and energy. And when Mars transits from Ashlesha, the nakshatra lord of Ashlesha, Mercury, rules your first and your fourth house. So this is the time when I think there are two themes to it. One is definitely, dealing with problematic people in your life. And the second theme here is you trying to overcome something which has challenged you in the past, but you beautifully heal from it. It could be a bond with someone, it could be that constant toxic people around you, but you are trying to recover, you're trying to heal from them. Like sometimes we act in such a way that people will get alert, like they will get triggered, okay, that don't mess with me kind of energy. So this is what you're showing when the Mars goes in Ashlesha, that don't mess with me. So that will be a change for a lot of people, those who have seen the very naive and soft version of you. So you're standing very strong and holding your boundaries at this time. For Cancer, Mars will be in your first house this entire transit, or it is over your moon. Your moon in own sign, but the Mars debilitates here. For Cancer ascendant, the Mars in the first house is challenging because it directly impacts your bond with the mother. It impacts the bond with the people who are in the motherly roles for you. So your bond with someone who is meant to be nourishing and protective towards you may get challenged at this time. For some people, it is challenges with the mother. For some people, it could be, the relationships where you expect love, the relationships from where you expect nourishment, protection. Those bonds are being impacted at this time. But remember, it's not permanent. Mars, what it wants you to teach is to rely on self emotionally. That's a very big lesson, is to find your emotional security without depending on others, to take a stand for yourself. This could also be, a transit where the previous wounds, the previous hurt with respect to something in life is getting triggered by some other situation. Maybe that person is not responsible for anything, but it's the previous hurt which gets activated. So how you take care of yourself, how you need to stop hurting yourself, this is what is the major theme. You take responsibility of your emotions, especially when Mars is in Pushya. Take responsibility of your own self, your own emotions. Choose that wisdom and take care of yourself. Mars rules the 10th house. It will transit from first house. The work life will become everything for you. The professional journey will take the center stage, or it's your responsibilities towards your people will take the center stage. But also within this, take responsibility of your own self, of your well-being, of your emotional state. Learning to do that, learning to thrive, learning to be in a very powerful form. This is what the Mars brings in for you. And Mars also rules the 5th house of happiness. So that's what I was telling you. 5th house is about happiness. It's about the childhood. And when it goes from the first house, Mars is about, going back to certain memories, going back to certain experiences which were hurtful. And now you take the charge of healing and taking care of yourself. Being responsible for your happiness. Mars here shows the urgency, some kind of quick action required in your professional life. And understanding your courage, your power, your strength, using it beautifully, using your energy in a beautiful way, not wasting on your emotions. Your emotions may take up a lot of energy and drain you. So when Mars transits from Punarvasu Nakshatra, I think it will give you that ability to fulfill your goals. It will give you the power to complete certain pending works as well. When Mars transits from Pushya, as I mentioned, the professional life will take center stage and you will be working in a very dedicated manner. You will be pursuing your goals, and it might be tough because your work may impact your lifestyle at this time, but you will be successful. Then the Mars transits from Ashlesha. At this time, there are certain triggers. You may get nervous about your work, about your actions. You may get nervous because of other people, what they are saying, what they are thinking. You're very nervous about how others are perceiving your success, or what are they talking behind your back. So Mars in Ashlesha may make you a bit, who is into arguments. You may argument a lot at this time. For Leo, Mars will be in the 12th house. So this is the house of a very significant house with respect to your dreams, your sleep. This is a house which is very responsible for stability of your thought process and your mental strength. And Mars rules over the 4th house of mental peace, security, and it's transiting from 12th. So at this time, you may take a little break from work. You may take a little break from the drama of life. Whatever is impacting you, whatever is challenging you at your home or even at the work front, Mars shows you are withdrawing your energy, you're withdrawing your power from something because it is costing you too much. It's costing you the mental peace. Mars also shows slowing down so that you can save your energy. You can protect your energy, you can protect your resources, financial resources, so that you can resume your professional path in a wonderful manner. It's time to be in some kind of a safety, like hibernation, to gather all that nourishment, resources, so that I can use in future. So somehow you're protecting your power, your energy at this time. You may slow down in your work, you may slow down in your relationships. You may take a break from significant people especially the family bonds. And Mars also shows, for some people it is about a short distance journey, which is not easy because you're going into a place where the language might be a challenge, or simply you're missing your home. There's nothing like home in that place. You're missing your home, you're missing that familiarity in that certain place. So Mars disconnects from home in this transit, or it is about disconnection from the world to protect your peace. And unexpected expenditures may happen with respect to health, or with respect to, because Mars aspects the sixth house of health, or it could be something connected to your house, property, some kind of renovation, or maybe taking care of your vehicle. There's some technical challenge you may face, so restoring that may happen. So when Mars transits from the nakshatra of Punarvasu, you will see the need to take care of your health. Great focus, taking steps towards eating better, taking care of your health. Meeting a very old friend, someone who is very important to you. Then when Mars transits from the Pushya nakshatra, it is bringing some challenges in the love life, or it is impacting your ability to communicate your needs in a relationship. Then when Mars transits from Ashlesha, it's a time when you will disconnect from your family. You may disconnect from your very known people at this time to protect your peace. You may choose not to fight, but to protect your peace at any cost. Mars in Ashlesha also shows that period of stagnation and trying to rest and trying to preserve your resources, preserving your energy, preserving something very important for long term in your life. So working on that saving and preservation is significant. And at this time, take care of your anger, take care of how you express yourself. If you get angry, if you get into this very anger mode, it can be self-destructive. For Virgo, Mars will be in your 11th house in this entire transit of Mars in Cancer. Now this is the house of, very importantly in this era, this is the house of fulfillment. This is the house whether my actions will give a result or not, whether my efforts will give something or not. A house of rewards, a house of fulfillment, a house of achieving something in life. So when the Mars transits from here, you'll be very success oriented at this time. You'll be very competitive in nature. You will see in what all areas of life you have competition, and you will try to work on that. You will try to win in those situations. When you face a competition, you will feel happy. That reward of success, that reward of some achievement is awesome for you. So getting competitive is a very significant part of this transit. And Virgo rising, Mars in the 11th house in Cancer, it is also about connecting with your own emotions, not suppressing your emotions, but to face these emotions and expressing yourself, expressing what you desire, expressing what you want from life is important. Because at this time you may try to suppress what you don't like, what is bothering you, and it gets very harsh. It gets very harsh on your own self, on your mind as well. Mars also shows competition at the work front, some kind of rivalry in your connections, in friendships. You may see that rivalry, that people are jealous of you, or someone else is taking the center stage in your social network, in your friendships. So that rivalry is a very significant aspect. Mars rules the 8th house of your chart. So it's all building up within. that very emotions and intense feelings. And that's why I was saying releasing that is significant, because the more you don't release it, the more you don't heal it, the more it will be self-destructive for you. So Mars, I think that release of emotions may also happen through working on your goals. Maybe it's your profession, maybe it's something which is very important for you. So you are using that energy, that intense feeling, into creating something in life, focusing on your success, focusing on your goals. But that release is very significant. And Mars also rules the third house of communication. So again, possibility of verbal conflicts is very strong, but also the possibility of achieving your success, because Mars rules the house of efforts, decision making, and it goes into the 11th house. It shows that you will see success in competitive environments. You will win a certain challenge, you will win a certain argument, you will, whatever you're aiming for, you will achieve it with your power. But it also shows a lot of gossip happening behind your back. It shows people envy of you, and it also shows, again, third lord Mars into debilitation right now in Cancer. So a lot of anger, a lot of intense feelings which are not being expressed fully, and it creates self-hurt. And when you are hurt, it just also impacts your ability to bond with other people in different areas of life. So when Mars transits from Punarvasu Nakshatra, it is going to give you some good gain, financial gain at this time. Accomplishment of a certain goal will happen. When it transits from Pushya Nakshatra, it will give you some financial block or challenge, or some, if you are already in financial debt, it can be challenging for you. It will lead to some arguments at the work front. When Mars transits from Ashlesha, you have to protect yourself, because at this time it's your own very hard, difficult feelings which may impact your well-being. So you have to be the winner here. You have to come out of your challenging emotions and divert that intense emotion into doing something wonderful in life. For Libra, Mars will transit from your 10th house in Cancer. So there's a major focus on work, driven by your goals, driven by your passion, whatever you want to achieve in life, because this is the house of action. So you are in full action to achieve something in life or to complete something. So there's a caution here that don't get so overly emotional about something you want to achieve that you lose your balance, you lose your mental peace. That is the theme of Mars in Cancer. The entire energy is going into your work, into your tasks, into your profession. You may deal with rivalry, you may deal with some competition, and this pushes you further to do things quickly and to achieve things before other people. So Mars may bring some agitation at the work front. It could be that the work environment is difficult, challenging. For some people, it is the work is very overwhelming. It impacts your emotional peace. It impacts the ability to be in a very calm and soft state. So the work becomes challenging, and Mars rules the 7th house of collaborations and partnerships. So if you are in business, if you're in a collaboration with someone, or you are in a contract with a certain workplace or company, this will undergo some challenges. There can be differences in opinion, there can be differences in the expectations, or it could be that you're along with someone. It could be a romantic connection, it could be a partner, a relationship. There is some jealousy or rivalry in that connection. But as the 7th Lord transits from 10th house, definitely a time period where you are working very quick. You are trying to manage your work, you're trying to achieve something in a very quick manner. There's very intense focus on that particular aspect of life. And Mars rules the 2nd house as well. So financial focus is also great, to accumulate more finances, to purchase a house, to purchase a vehicle, something significant, which is very important for you, for your security, for your comfort. So 2nd Lord Mars and 7th Lord debilitated in the 10th house. It is about even the personal journey, the house, the partner, the home, the family, impacting your focus in the career. Maybe you are you like others are having a lot of expectations from you, and you're working on that. You're working on your finances, you're working on your career path to live up to the expectations of other people. So the entire energy is drained into the 10th house, that is your work, and sometimes it may impact your sleep, it may impact your living. When Mars will transit from the Punarvasu nakshatra, at this time you will overcome a certain challenge. You will restore your position, your designation at the work front, trying to go higher in the work front. When Mars will transit from the Pushya nakshatra, at this time there can be some differences with children, if you have children, or some challenges with the people who think that you don't have much experience at the work front, or you are like a child to someone else, maybe in the family. Like, people may think that you don't have enough experience and you need to have more experience, so that kind of challenge may appear. And when Mars will be in the Ashlesha nakshatra, at this time you may see some internal struggles. I think less of external struggles, but more of internal struggles, that you acting like your own enemy at this time. You're trying, like, whatever you feel at this time, you have to stick to the positive side. You can attract good opportunities. There can be great luck at this time. But how you are and how you approach your opportunities, that is what matters at this time. For Scorpio, your first house ruler, Mars, will be in the 9th house in Cancer. And also in your chart, Mars rules the 6th house of obstacles, rivalry, competition, victory. So you overcome a big challenge in this transit. You will overcome a major obstacle. You might have thought this is a great limitation in your journey, and you won't be able to overcome this mindset, this challenge, some situation at the work front. But you will overcome that challenge. But whatever the challenge is, in this, you're testing your own limits. You will test your own self, your endurance in life, your courage in life. Mars also shows the need to rely a bit on divine, to have faith on the divine, especially when Mars transits from Punarvasu. There's great help, rescue, support coming from the higher power. But you have to work on your faith. It could be that you're too over reliant on self, and sometimes you don't ask for help. So that help will come to you at this time. But with respect to health, you need to take care of yourself, because Mars is also your 6th lord. So health issues connected to immunity or connected to blood may happen. And when Mars will transit, if you're planning to travel at this time, you have to take care of yourself. During travel, you may face some inconvenience. When Mars will transit from the Punarvasu nakshatra, you will get some luck. Some good opportunity may come in your way. At this time, you may also see some financial success at this time. financial growth. And when the Mars will transit from the Pushya Nakshatra, at this time you may have a lot of responsibilities towards your home. You might be completely engaged into your home affairs, the commitments towards family, towards loved ones. A major deal, a property deal may happen at this time. When Mars will transit from Ashlesha, during this time you have to be very careful about your health, what you eat, the medicines you're eating, the food you're eating. You may see some allergic response. So be careful of what you eat, how you take care of your own self. And when Mars is in Ashlesha, you may also try to, create boundaries with people. You may limit your communication with other people. At this time, you may develop some anger, but you're not expressing it, and that hurts you at this time. So for Scorpio, this transit of Mars in Cancer, and also it's going retrograde, this is a time, because Mars rules your first house. So this is a time to take care of your emotions, take care of your own self, how you think, because whatever you are thinking, whatever you are feeling, the biggest impact is on you. And the more you feel stuck in a certain emotion, the more you delay something great in your life, the more you delay even the healing. Because Scorpio rising is about transitions, trying to repair, trying to heal something. And when the Mars debilitates, there's something about emotions, how you talk to yourself, how you deal with yourself, that needs to be taken care of. For Sagittarius, Mars will transit from your 8th house in Cancer. In your chart, Mars rules the 5th house. It rules over the 12th house. So both houses are very significant with respect to your thinking, your happiness, your reaction in life. So Mars in Cancer in the 8th house is reaching to a pause in life. The more when you feel overwhelmed and you're trying to get a certain result and you're working very hard towards it, but yet you're not finding that solution or reward or success, and then you push yourself further, but at one point you lose that balance. You get angry, you will get very triggered, and you're hurt, and you're still doing and doing. You just lose your power, you lose your energy. So when things are not like working the way you want, you can rest for a while. That emotional resting is significant with this Mars transit in the 8th house. You're carrying a weapon, you're fighting with the world, you are trying to achieve what you want, what is important for you. It's great to fight for yourself, but when you get tired, you may get hurt. You may get hurt by your own weapon. So that resting and taking care of your emotions, sometimes the hurtful emotions, the rage may hurt you more than anyone else. For you, it is a very significant transit to bring in more softness, comfort, balance in your relationships. And when it is not happening, you're trying to do, but the other person is not doing that, it's time to cut off. It's time to protect yourself. Because when the Mars will transit from Ashlesha, Mercury rules over your 7th house of marriage, companionship, partnerships, collaborations, and rules over your career as well. If something is not working, slow down, take care of yourself first, and then focus and resume your work at this time. So Mars in 8th house for you in Cancer is about a big transition, a big change, and this change happens when you are learning to take care of your emotions, being more soft and gentle towards self, and not getting triggered by the harsh edges of life, but to be more gentle towards self. How you treat yourself, how you take care of yourself is important. And if you have children, yes, it will be a bit challenging to, live up to their expectation, to work along with them and what they are demanding. So working along with the children is challenging. And even if there is a project you're working on, it's like a child of yours, you may see some stagnation in that. Because why this stagnation is there? Because it's time to review your own health, review your own well-being before you can focus on your work at this time. And Mars is the 12th lord as well. So 12th lord in the 8th house is definitely some kind of slow growth, dealing with some obstacles and challenges, and you're going slow in that, but you ultimately win. Ultimately, whatever was difficult for you, you're actually achieving it. So that is a blessing which you will witness. So when Mars will transit from the Punarvasu nakshatra, which is ruled by Jupiter, great care is required with respect to health. So you may see some pause just to focus on your health. When Mars will transit from the Pushya nakshatra, it can bring some differences of opinion between you and your family members or someone very significant. It could be a sibling or a parent. When Mars will transit from Ashlesha, this is the time when it's great to draw boundaries with people with respect to love, partnerships, or whether it's career path. Slow down a bit and keep yourself away from other people's drama. If you are acting peaceful and the other person is trying to elevate any kind of conflict, you protect your peace. That is the most important thing. For Capricorn, Mars will transit from your 7th house in Cancer. For Capricorns, Mars is indeed a challenging planet, because it is a planet which will always test your strength. That is the true test of Capricorn. Mars always is going to test your strength and your courage. And this is the time when you have to show your courage to the world, because 7th house is the house of public. 7th house is how the world views you. You may look like a rebel to a lot of people in this transit, because you're not doing things the way they want you to do. You are doing something different from their expectations. So you're not doing what they want from you, what they expect you to do. So they see you as someone who is like a warrior, a rebel, always fighting, always problematic. But the truth is, you're just following your own heart. That's the situation. And in your chart, Mars rules the 4th house of home, 4th house of your property, the house, the emotions, mental peace, mother. So the mother may go through some health challenges, or some people may have some conflict with a motherly figure, someone with whom you have very strong emotional connection. You may see some challenges in that. Mars also shows some travel, moving away from home. And in this journey, you will learn so many new things about life, which will help you in having a very strong foundation in this lifetime. So Mars gives you such experiences and adventures that it will help you a lot. It will inspire you a lot, and to bring some good changes in your life. And Mars also rules over the 11th house of gain, profits. So you will see some popularity at the work front. People will be jealous of you. That's a very honest opinion here. People will not like you enjoying your success. The problem is not that you're not having success at this time. You will see success. You will get good opportunities. Whatever you are doing, it will be very visible to the world. But there's a lot of jealousy, which I see with the Mars. And if you are in a profession which is connected to the public life, meeting with different people, You have to work along with the network. It's a business. You will profit. You will get the success. But the only thing is the competition. Or maybe emotionally, you may have some struggles. It's a very overwhelming situation. And in that, you have to present yourself towards the world. In that, you have to work dedicatedly. So this is the true struggle, that emotionally you're not feeling very strong, and yet you have to be out there doing everything responsibly and shining your best. So Mars in the seventh house is definitely impacting the connections with people, dealing with problematic people. And the same applies for love, partnerships, marriage. Mars is a challenging planet when it comes to love, when it comes to the stability in a marriage. So Mars will challenge that, where you have a very deep requirement of emotional support. That emotional commitment is what you desire, but the other person is having his or her own emotional drama, his or her desires, expectations, and they're focusing more on their own expectations. So emotional compatibility and understanding is greatly impacted here. And that's why, the Mars ruling over the fourth house of your chart, it shows protection. It shows protecting your peace, not hurting yourself because others are hurting you and you are hurting yourself. So great care, great caution when you connect with other people, whether it's love, whether it's friends, whether it's your clients. Not everyone needs to listen to your emotional story. You don't have to share it with everyone because some people may not even understand it. So how you share your experiences, that is also where you have to focus a lot. But materially, I do see a lot of growth when the Mars will transit from the Punarvasu. You will see that you're putting great efforts into your work, and each effort is paying you great result. When Jupiter transits from Pushya, it's a time when you will see maximum personal growth. You will overcome your challenges and limitations. You will leave the painful situations behind. Because a lot of people may trigger you at this time. So you're leaving them behind. When the Mars transits from Ashlesha, take care of your health, take care of your fitness. You may go through some health issues. For Aquarius, Mars will be transiting from the sixth house. Now, this is the house of disputes. It's a house of growth, but it is also the house of challenges, a house of victory. So when Mars reaches here in your sixth house, it's very important for you to win, to get that victory, to succeed in that work, to prove your point. So it's like you are becoming a warrior. You are in this fighter mode and you're fighting with everybody. You're in this defense mode with the Mars entering into the sixth house in Cancer, third lord, which is about speech, communication, and your decision making, your actions, the efforts you take. So you are in this fighter mode with the Mars. If there's any kind of emotional wound at this time, it may impact your decisions. So that self-hurt aspect of Mars is very strong. That out of hurt, you do a certain action and you get yourself hurt again. So don't take any decision with respect to whether it's your health, whether it's your relationships. Don't take emotional decisions. Don't impulsively take any decisions at this time. Mars here brings the need to focus on your financial debts, to repay your financial debts. For some people, it could be taking a financial debt for home, for property, for education, to purchase a vehicle. So this is the house of debts, and Mars in Cancer is about working very hard to repay something to the other person. It could be financial debt, it could be some kind of a karmic debt to the love towards the loved ones. I do see siblings, doing something for your siblings, or managing a conflict between you and a sibling or a co-born. Professionally, you may hurry a lot to go higher. You may take quick steps, impulsive steps to grow, because growth is something which is important for you. The workplace might become very competitive because Mars rules the 10th house of the career, of the profession, and how the world views you through your work. So there's a lot of competition, and it can be draining. It can drain you emotionally, mentally, and it impacts your health as well. So taking care of your health, and competition is great, and you're doing very good in your professional path. But again, you have to take care of your health. Well-being is significant here. And you will overcome the obstacle, the competition, whatever you are going through. And also Mars in the 6th house in Cancer is about your very own people. This is the house of relatives as well. This house represents what you are doing for the world as a part of service. So there are times in this transit, you may do a lot for other people. You may even, forget your own needs, and you're working for others at this time. And people do have a lot of expectations from you as well. So when Mars transits from the nakshatra of Punarvasu, at this time, you may get some kind of financial help, a financial gain, which will help you to repay a certain loan at this time. And some kind of debt is being finished here, like you're repaying something to the other person. When Mars will transit from the Pushya nakshatra, take care of your health, because all those emotional setbacks at this time, or you might have experienced at one point of time, it may create health issues for you. When Mars transits from the Ashlesha nakshatra, at this time you are greatly focusing on your health, and also at this time you're trying to start with some kind of a work or project which was pending, and it's not moving ahead at all. So trying to reinitiate a certain process with respect to work. Maybe it's your fitness journey, maybe it's a relationship. You're trying to start it all over again at this time, communicating with someone again at this time, or facing a challenge which you were avoiding and you're trying to face it, because at this time your courage will be tested when Mars transits from Ashlesha. For Pisces, Mars will be in the 5th house of happiness. This is the house of emotional stability, how happy you feel in life, and that impacts your emotional safety. It impacts your mind, the power of your mind. So Mars here brings the reminder to be happy and not to become the enemy of your own happiness and your worth. Worth is what is important for you right now, because Mars is in a house which is the house of Leo, the house of Sun. So anything which hurts your self-worth will become a major challenge for you. Like, it will literally stop you from growing. It will stop you from enjoying your life. So resuming to enjoy your life, resuming to find your worth or to cherish your worth is important, because whatever the challenge you may go through at this time, it directly impacts your self-worth, your confidence, and your feeling of how loved you are, how nourished you are, how you are being supported by others. This is a major theme for you at this time. So any kind of hurt is taken to heart at this time. Fifth house is about happiness and how openly, beautifully you face life. It's the house of Purva Punya as well. So certain challenges are definitely going to happen at this time, and how you face them, how you show a certain emotional response towards them, how intelligent you take actions towards these situations. This is the time period when you are being tested. I think this period is about emotional maturity, showing your power, taking calculated actions, not going with your emotions. Don't be so volatile, quickly, impulsively acting to a certain situation, especially romantic connections, or even if you're learning something, your connection with teachers and your children. This needs to be managed, this needs to be taken care of. That softness towards self and others is important here. And Mars rules the house of family, the finances. So any kind of risky investment should be avoided at this time. You may take a risk with your money, but it's not giving you great success at this time. And yes, you may feel a bit challenged by someone in your family. You may feel challenged because the other person is trying your patience. The other person is trying to take away your freedom to take decisions about yourself in life, or someone is interfering in your financial matters. You are having some responsibility to give away some of your money to the family, and it may impact your further decisions, further goals lying ahead. So financial care, financial situation is significant here. How you spend your money and how you save your finances, that needs to be taken care of. And when it comes to new romantic connections, making new friends, you have to be very careful. You cannot quickly initiate any connection, because it will impact you on a long term basis. It may hurt you emotionally for a very long time. So be very careful with respect to the new friendships and connections you make. And again, Mars being the ninth lord in the fifth house, this is a time when the faith needs to be strong, and some kind of spiritual work is significant. It will heal you. You will find spiritual ways, spiritual work which will heal you, which will help you to focus better in your work and your relationships as well. When Mars will transit from the Punarvasu nakshatra, you may reconnect with an old friend, you may reconnect with a certain hobby, reconnecting with something you always loved and thoroughly enjoyed in life. When Mars will be in the Pusha nakshatra, there can be some mental tensions with respect to home or even the workplace. When Mars will transit from Ashlesha nakshatra, you may go through some conflict, verbal conflict with a loved one at this time, where your freedom is being challenged. People are asking questions, why you did this or that, and you have to prove yourself. So that kind of conflict or lack of trust in connections is going to happen.